Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be using our Ninja Creami Deluxe to make sugarless, high-protein maple bacon ice cream. What? Trust me, it's good. So you ready? Let's get into this. For this recipe, we're going to need some Kroger Carbmaster milk, some sugar-free maple syrup, monk fruit sweetener, a couple of egg yolks, some vanilla whey protein, a little bit of vanilla extract, sugarless Gefen ice cream cones, and a few slices of bacon. If you want to simplify this recipe, you can skip the fresh bacon and you can put in bacon bits or dried bacon chunks as well. However, it's going to come out a lot better if you make your own bacon for this. So I'd really recommend doing that. If you'd like to make this recipe, all the ingredients and measurements are down in the description of the video, along with the calorie count, the protein, the carbs, and the fat. In a medium-sized mixing bowl, we're going to take our eggs and we're going to beat these until they lighten up into more of a yellow color and they look nice and smooth. This should only take about maybe a minute or two at the most. Once they're looking like that, we can mix in our monk fruit sweetener. And we want to stir this until it smooths out a little bit and we don't have any chunks of white sweetener still showing there. Once you've done that, we can throw in our vanilla extract, our Kroger Carbmaster milk, and we'll stir this a little bit to combine that as much as we can. We want to dissolve this as much as we can in the bowl, but we're not going to dissolve it completely, but we can get pretty close. Once you've got that combined, we're going to add in our sugarless maple syrup. Next, we're going to set a burner on medium heat, and we're going to pour in our ice cream base. The reason we're heating this up is for 3 different reasons. First, it's going to help to dissolve all of this monk fruit sweetener into our mix, and that way we don't have a grainy texture to the ice cream. Second, it's going to help the whey protein mix into this without clumping. And third, it's going to temper the eggs, because remember, we are using raw eggs in here. If you use pasteurized eggs, you don't have to really heat it. And just so you know, most eggs from the grocery store are already pasteurized, but there's no way to really be 100% sure all the time, so just be safe. You want to keep stirring this every so often, just to make sure no part of it gets too hot so you don't have anything burning against the edges of the pan. And once this mix reaches 110 degrees or so, then you want to mix in that whey protein. After that, you're going to continue heating until we get to about 165 degrees to temper the eggs, and then we'll be done with this step. Having a digital thermometer will really help you out a lot on this part. Hey, I get a lot of people asking me what kind of sweetener I use since I'm not using real sugar. And I always tell them that I use monk fruit sweetener, but I never tell them which brand. I use the Duralife brand from Amazon. I don't have any kind of brand deal with them or anything like that, but this tastes just as good as the Lakanto stuff, and the good part is it's a lot cheaper. This is a 5-pound bag, and I get it for something like $35, $36, just depending on whether it's on sale or not. And since there's so much in here, it ends up lasting me quite a while. Anyway, if you like monk fruit sweetener, you could probably save a few bucks with this. If you want some more information about that, we do have a link to it down in the description of the video. Okay, we're just about ready for the whey protein. So we'll mix this in. I like to put a little bit in at a time and stir it in like that, because the more you put in at once, the higher the chance you have of clumping and all kinds of other shenanigans. If you just take your time and cut it into a few different parts, you probably won't have any issues with that. You just want to stir this in until you don't see any little clumpy bits of mess in there. And then we can continue heating this to 165 degrees. Okay, once we've reached 165 degrees, we can turn off the heat and set this aside to let it cool down to room temperature. As far as the bacon goes for this recipe, we're not going to freeze this with the ice cream base. This is going to be a mix-in at the end. We're going to wait until the ice cream's ready, and then we're going to cook it fresh when we need it. So really, you don't even need to have this out of your refrigerator just yet. Once your mix is cooled down, you can pour it into your creamy pint, being really sure not to fill it past the scoopable max fill line. Once you got that filled up, you can throw on the lid, and we can throw this into our freezer, being sure that we set it on a nice level surface. That's really important because if it freezes at an angle, you run the risk of damaging the Ninja Creami when you process it. Now all we gotta do is wait.
2,000 years later.
After it's been a day, your ice cream should be ready, but we're not gonna take it out of the freezer yet because we gotta get the bacon ready. I'm using my Ninja Sizzle, but obviously you can cook your bacon any way you want. Just remember that you wanna cook this really well done. It's gotta be nice and crispy. Otherwise, it's gonna be kind of weird in the ice cream. After your bacon gets done, just go ahead and put it on a plate with a little bit of paper towel. That way it'll soak up a lot of that extra grease. Now we can set this aside and start focusing on our ice cream. Okay, now we're gonna take our ice cream out of the freezer and we're gonna let it sit on the counter and defrost for about 5 minutes. While we're waiting, it's a good opportunity for us to get that bacon ready. And all you're gonna do is just chop this up into a bunch of little tiny pieces. Now that we're ready, the first thing we're gonna do is take our creamy pitcher, throw in our pint, slap on the lid, lock it into place, put the pitcher into the creamy, and lock it in. Then we're gonna select how much of this ice cream we wanna process. Since we're mixing in the bacon, I think we're gonna do a full. We're gonna put this over on light ice cream, and then we're ready to process. You'll notice that I didn't put the bacon in here yet. That's not getting processed with the ice cream. That's actually going to be a mix-in after the fact. That way it doesn't totally get annihilated in the ice cream here. Once that's all set, we're ready to process. By the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Alright, let's check this out. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. Now, we're gonna mix in our bacon. So we'll throw that right on the top here. And we're gonna close this back up once again. Put that back into our machine and lock it in. Put that back on full. Make sure this is set to light ice cream. And this time, all we're gonna do is hit the mix in button.
Eventually.
All right. And that looks just about perfect. Let's serve this up. Making sweet dishes and desserts with bacon is something that's been around for a few years. To those who haven't heard about it, it sounds like it's going to be really gross, but those flavors go really good together. In fact, Denny's used to have a bacon chocolate sundae for a long time. This is something that you got to try at least one time just to give it a chance. I bet you'll like it too. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Ninja Creami Deluxe or the Ninja Sizzle that we used in this video, we do have Amazon affiliate links to those down in the description of the video. If you buy anything through those links, we do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay, 1 cent. If you like this video, you might like this video right here where we show you how to make high protein, sugarless, cherry vanilla ice cream in your Ninja Creami Deluxe as well. If that's a flavor you like, I guarantee you're gonna love this. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon. Until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.